We are in the house as normal. Welcome to the TFW podcast, episode 33. We are doing this live during the NFL draft. If there are any NFL fans, hello, congratulations. It's kind of like our second Christmas day, like WrestleMania is Christmas for wrestling fans. Besides the Super Bowl, NFL draft is that for NFL fans. I am representing my Detroit Lions shirt. Hopefully your team, if you do watch NFL football, have done you proud tonight. If you have not, hey, there's always tomorrow and Saturday. Eshaun is on location this week. Him and his beautiful wife are celebrating their anniversary. Eshaun, what is going on, man?
What's going on, y'all? I had this 5-hour drive from Atlanta to Savannah, so your boy a little strapped right now.
Savannah, that is where Cody Rhodes could not sell out
Nice
the WWE show that's coming, right? Is that the same spot? Are you there, boots on the ground?
Hey, look, it's far as hell out here, man. This is a drive.
So you would not be at that show, right? I'm guessing.
Hell to the no.
Rhodesia, what is going on?
I'm excited over here to talk some wrestling and to see what the Lions pick up in this draft.
Yes. And we have a lot of wrestling, of course, to talk about. Let's start on probably not the best topic. Got to hit on it. It is the lawsuit that just hit actually yesterday. We're recording this, of course, on Thursday night. Brittany Abrams versus WWE. You guys have probably already heard about it. I'm not going to deep dive the information on it because I just don't feel like reading that much. It is a ton in the lawsuit. If you have not seen this yet, Google it. You'll see it. There is a ton in there. I'll just kind of go really, really high level. And then, of course, throw it to you guys to get your guys' thoughts on it. So Brittany used to be working in WWE. She was allegedly terminated for taking one of the WrestleMania souvenir chairs. But it states before she was terminated, she had some issues while she was there. A couple of things that she had issues with were surrounding some discrimination type storylines and proposals that she looked at as being should not be happening. One of them was a Muslim storyline where the wrestler's secret in the script was to be that him and his family was behind the 9/11 attacks.
Oh my goodness.
And that was Mansoor, which Mansoor was like 4 or 5 years old when 9/11 happened. Okay. There was another writer during this time period that suggested that a black male wrestler who is now Scripps, who was Reggie or Reginald, who was with I'm forgetting her name, Carmella, a while ago, for him to dress in drag. There was also a script including instructions for Bianca Belair to say, don't make me take off my earrings and beat your ass. I guess that particular one, Bianca said, was like in the script like 3 different times, and she fought to not say that. We know she would do the thing where she took her earrings off. In the black community, that is definitely a thing. That is not stereotypical because we've all probably seen that one time or another. The part about, let me take my earrings off and I'll beat your ass is absolutely stereotypical. And then we all know the Apollo Crews one, where he out of nowhere came with this Nigerian accent. Okay, so that one did make it on TV. The other 2 did not. There were some other things too, of course, in that lawsuit that she has. Looks like she's suing for money owed and also money now, et cetera, et cetera. This one is a slippery slope for me because I feel completely different. Well, not completely different, but I feel different today than I did yesterday. Yesterday, I was ready to do a pod, and if you are anybody on social media and you didn't speak out on it, I was ready to have some words for those particular people. I was ready to come in here and say, hey, the persons or people who came up with these ideas need to be completely fired. After having a night to sleep on it, I feel a little bit differently now on this.
How so?
It's a writer's room. Right? And I even tweeted yesterday, hey, I'm all for throwing things against the wall to see if it sticks. I can't really get that mad if it didn't make TV. Right? The three of us, all being black, have all been in a work professional environment where we are the uh, level checker of what is appropriate to say or do for black people and or around black people. We have all been there. Anybody who is in any type of professional setting that is African American have seen that. I can't speak, of course, on the other races. You know, the Muslim one that's completely out of pocket, right? Like, how
That's
would you even think
disgusting.
that's okay?
That's disgusting.
But this is why we talk so much about representation matters. I always talk about how you always want to have diversity, no matter what that is, sex, or sexual orientation, whatever that is. You want to have that, because imagine if I'm going to assume there had to be somebody in that room, or maybe they wasn't in the room and they heard about it later on, and they were like, you know what? That's probably not the best idea to have Mansoor say that his family was behind the 9/11 attacks. Hey, you know what? Probably not the best idea to have a black female wrestler be portrayed as a ghetto person and just say, I'm going to beat your ass. So somebody cut it off. Shout out to that person. But let me throw it to you guys. When you guys heard it, what'd you think? And what do you think now, if it's any different?
What I thought then and what I think now, I'm not surprised by it. Over the decades, the minorities have had to scratch and claw their way up the ladder there in pro wrestling to begin with. So just knowing that this is happening behind the scenes in the creative room, again, I'm not surprised by it. All this that you said, all this is weak as hell. I mean, it just is disgusting to me on the Muslim one, as far as the family being part of 9/11. Like, who would even think something like that? Everything else is just stereotypes. But again, what do we expect? Vince McMahon said "my nigga" or whatever he said. I forgot how he called him that, but he said that on TV. And I
To John
remember
Cena.
what. Yep, and I remember. I think if my memory serves correct, we were with one of our friends, Fonz, and he's like, "No, that's completely like out of line. I don't like that. That's." And at that time, I wasn't that tripped out by it because I'm like, "Oh, that was pretty funny." But now being a lot older, I realized like that's not cool. That is not cool in any way. But again, not surprised by it. I am happy that that stuff did not make TV. So like you said, somebody or somebody said, "Nah, this can't work."
Yeah, as you said, Matt, we've all been in a situation we had to be kind of the check and balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, also representation matters. The more people of color we have in positions of all color, it kind of help create storylines and characters that are true, right? And at the same time, look, you think about Bianca Belair character, and this is where we as a people need to get better about how we portray ourselves, because we pick and choose the era, like the parts of our culture we want to emphasize, right?
Okay.
Because that line isn't too far away from some of the things that she said or done. Now, again, I don't know if those lines and things were fed to her, but it's not out of line really from her character to say some of those things she says, right? But again, representation matters. We have to have more writers in that room picking storylines and creating characters for our people. It's just really hard for um, what do we want to say, Caucasians or non-blacks or non-people of color
Non-minorities, yeah.
to create stories, because look, at the end of the day, you think about it, how many people have they really been around, right? That are minorities, right? They're kind of creating storylines or ideas based on what they're seeing
On their
on
experiences.
television, right? What they're
Right.
seeing on television. And this is again, we'll talk about we need to do better as people. This is why, like a lot of times in public, I portray myself a certain type of way. I don't want to give myself into a stereotype, because if you look at television and things of that nature, people are watching, right? And so this is what these people have to go off of, these negative stereotypical characters that we create on TVs ourselves, right? Rap music and other types of shows, etc. So this is what they have this is the audience they have to see.
Mm-hmm.
So this for me going forward, just keep it short and simple. I think they need to have more representation in that creative room, more representation in that place of power. And this goes back to people say, oh, now you want to give someone like a bone, right? No, this isn't about that. This is that there's a multitude of people of color that are in positions to contribute positively to any workplace.
Right.
They should do a better job of seeking out those people, because here's the thing: at the end of the day, a lot of times when you're a hiring manager, you tend to hire people that you feel comfortable around. So maybe if you're, and this is just human nature, you feel more comfortable around people that are like you, right? So if you have a room full of people that are all evenly,
Same
matched
mindset.
for a position, right?
Mhm.
Who are you going to pick first? You're going to pick
Right.
the person that looks the probably you feel more comfortable with. It's probably somebody that looks like you. We need to have hiring practices to where we're actively engaging other people of color, put them in positions so we can have a neutral playing field when it comes to creative.
Hey, Matt or Eshaun, is this Brittany Abrahams or Abrams? Is she what ethnicity or is she? Do we know?
I don't think it says.
Okay.
I think we can assume,
Yeah. I
right?
think so too.
Yeah, I just put up the article off the New York Post. Oh, she was a black writer.
Okay.
Yep. She alleged she was fired last year in retaliation for her complaints about story pitches, which perpetrated offensively racist and stereotypical jargon.
I thought
Is what
she
it's
got
based
fired
on.
because of the still in the WrestleMania seat.
Well, that's what they are going to say.
But
Which is
didn't
kinda
they
crazy.
fire Hugh? Was it not Hugh Hefner?
Hugh
Earl Hefner.
Hefner.
And Earl Hefner for Stillin.
No, Earl was having a bootleg T-shirt business on the side.
Oh, okay.
That's what
Got
Earl
it.
was doing.
Got it. Okay.
Yes,
Hey, look, and my people of color, put them damn chairs down. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it, man. Like, you're making me look bad. Put them chairs down, man.
And y'all know me. I like to joke. It was so many jokes I could have like done. Still, now I'm going to hold off because it can be very sensitive. I understand it.
Yeah.
But I was ready to get some jokes off, and I was all right. Let me just kind of pull back. But yeah, so we'll see. We will see. Like I said, from a court of law, I think she probably has a case, but I don't know how far that can get unless she has someone else that is going to have her back to say, yes,
Right.
I
To
saw.
show the proof. Yeah.
Correct. Yep. So
I saw that the blackface thing. I don't really know that came out, and that was like, whoa, what was up with that? I don't know. Will she have proof, and will she be able to show like their notes? Isn't that like maybe WWE proprietary information? Can she like not? I mean, I don't know what kind of facts she'll have or evidence she can prove. So, like you said, it's going to probably rely on someone else coming to her defense.
yeah. So there you go. As we always say, more to come later. But that was probably the biggest backstage news that was not wrestling related. That was in the wrestling business. The biggest backstage news that is wrestling related. Phil Brooks continues to take up a large percentage of the TFW podcast. CM Punk backstage in Chicago at Monday Night Raw. This man continues to do what he needs to do to keep his name out there. I'll read this for you really quick. It was reported on Tuesday that Punk was in Florida doing MMA commentary, along with meeting with Chris Jericho, FTR, and Tony Khan. So those are two separate meetings he had. And was on a flight back to Chicago that also included a ton of WWE talent and producer. If you guys don't know, a lot of WWE wrestlers and workers live in Florida. While sitting with said talents, he learned Raw was happening in Chicago and showed up in the afternoon, brought in by other talents. Punk talked to several people backstage in a common area, including The Miz and Paul Levesque, Triple H. Punk and Miz apparently cleared the air about any lingering issues from Punk's run on WWE backstage. According to the report from someone who saw their interaction, Punk and Triple H shook hands, and Punk asked if he and Levesque could talk for a few minutes. Levesque allegedly said he had to make sure that it was okay with Vince McMahon first. It was reported it was McMahon's call for Punk to leave. It's unclear what the specific reason was for that decision, given that other AEW contracted talents like Malachi Black, Andrade El Idolo were allowed to be at this year's Hall of Fame ceremony. One source stated that past legal situations between Punk and the company could have been the reason why he was asked to leave. Punk was there for about 20-25 minutes before he was asked to leave and did so with no issue. Phil Brooks continues to do what he needs to do to have his name out there. Thoughts before we get to our conspiracy theories. So I want to ask you guys, what is your biggest conspiracy theory of why CM Punk showed up backstage in his hometown at Monday Night Raw? Give me your real feelings on just Punk showing up to WWE. And allegedly, the story, if we believe it, which I've already debunked it, I don't believe at all. He has not had contact with the Elite. They haven't had a conversation and not squashed it. But if you believe what they're telling us, they haven't had a conversation. Their beef is not squashed. But then he goes to squash beef with Triple H, The Miz, and his old former company that he's thrown under the bus every chance he gets. What you guys got? What's your guys' thoughts on him just being there Monday?
It is simply to get him in Collision over. That's it.
So that's not a conspiracy theory for you. That is your actual thoughts.
That's my actual thoughts, yeah.
Okay. Now, when you say get it over, what does that mean?
Just exactly how you led this topic. His name is out there on the internet, on the videos, on all of that. We're talking about him. This new show starts June 21st-ish or 20-something-ish?
23rd,
So
24th, somewhere
we're
around
a month out. This is part of that marketing.
A month out?
That. I was like, when are we? I
2
said we
months
were in
out,
June
yeah.
earlier today.
You did.
Yeah.
No, we are in April. Yes, 2 months out. Almost 2 months to the day.
So
almost,
a month after. I'm thinking a month after Double or Nothing. That's why I'm already in Double or Nothing mindset.
Got you. Okay. E, what you thinking?
I gotta ask you guys a question. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, like 1 being no deal, 10 being a big deal, where are you guys at with this?
Him showing up at WWE?
Right.
Yeah, backstage.
Are we talking face value?
I'm saying
or
10.
Are we talking?
Think it's 10? Big deal?
Yeah, because again, he just said that they single-handedly almost killed him, almost put him in the grave. So if you're going there, and I know Vince is not there per se, but this is still Vince's company, why would you go there?
What about you, Matt?
Give me 9.25. It's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big deal.
So
because he had no reason to go, right? Like, so you used the examples that was in the report. Andrade, Hall of Fame. He's married to Charlotte. Malachi, he's married to Zelina. Look at the Royal Rumble. You had Ricky Stark show up because him and Cody are really close friends. Punk, I don't know if Punk has close friends still in WWE. Maybe Tamina. Word was that Natalya walked him out. So maybe Natalia's also working security backstage. But give me 9.25. I'm going to assume by you asking that,
he's going to say 1.
It's a big deal. What do you think?
So you think about it from a business perspective, it's a -2.5. Like the AEW people are gonna tune in and watch Collision regardless if he went backstage or not. So if this was like some kind of a publicity stunt, whatever the case may be, it's a shitty one.
Okay.
But from a personal perspective, I tend to think of things from a more of a logical span because like Punk has been holding a lot of, like, he's like 45 or whatever he is, man. He's held on to a lot of negativity over the past 10 years to the point they put him out of the business, right?
Right.
And now, he had this big thing at AEW, where they pretty much alienated himself again, right? Where half the locker room doesn't want him. A big thing became kind of a black eye on AEW in the business for a little while. Maybe during this time period, personally, he had some retrospect to do. Like, hey, maybe I'm holding on to some feelings, some negative feelings I need to let go, right? Because negativity and all those feelings, if you hold on to them, it's not good for your health. It's not good for your spirit, right? So maybe personally, he's like, you know what? In order for me to move forward as an individual, as a wrestler in this business, maybe I need to let some of that old shit go. Like, right? Like, hey, I get that he has some grievances, and a lot of them sound like they were justified. Maybe he wanted to talk to Miz and like, yo, let's squash this. He had a conversation he wanted to have with Triple H. Let's go ahead and squash this, right? So we can both move forward with our careers and lives, etc. So I think from a personal standpoint, I think it's huge because he went in there with a positive mindset, like, hey, I want to move forward from this, right? So I can move forward as an individual. I think it's a big deal. But we're talking about from a business perspective. Again, this is more that if it's that, this is more that dirt sheet stuff that really doesn't move numbers. So we've seen over the past year, especially for AEW, that type of stuff doesn't do anything for them. They have their audience; they're going to watch regardless. The part-time fan or the what do we call them?
Casual.
The casual fans, they don't care about that kind of shit. So for them, it's not a big deal at all. But I think from a personal standpoint, if he legit went in there to like, hey, file some grievances, because I'm not sure what his relationship is with Kofi, but I know a couple 7 years ago, like they were tight.
They were super tight, and
super
then
tight.
I know they stopped being tight because
I thought they were beefing.
Yeah,
I thought
not
so
really beef,
too.
but I think they're just not close.
Okay.
Not as close, right? So like those are the type of things you kind of want to mend. And I'm not sure if he had the opportunity to speak with Kofi, or if they're even tight, But if this is something positive for him personally, I'm all for it.
So now knowing this, because we saw the video footage of him being there, do you believe he has not? Or, okay, let me not ask that question. Do you believe there is still beef between CM Punk, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks?
Only if there's still an investigation going on and they haven't had the opportunity legally to have conversations.
But there may not be beef. There may not be beef. That's why I didn't want to ask that, because my initial question was going to be, do you think they've talked? But there could be a situation where it's, hey, it's now water under the bridge. I know we can't touch each other or talk yet until whatever is completed on the legal side. But, hey, I'm good. I'm good if they're good. Oh, okay, word comes back that they're good. If we're good, hey, we can all make money together and, grow AEW. Is there a chance now seeing CM Punk show up to WWE? Is there a chance that they aren't good? There is a segment of that locker room that still looks at CM Punk with a significant side eye. What happened at Brawl Out?
So I'm thinking when you say beef again, what's beef? What's okay? We can
all right, Biggie,
agree to.
what's the next line?
I know, right? I made it my own word. So let me tell you. So listen. So when I was younger and I used to listen to rap, I didn't quite understand what words they were saying.
Beef?
So I made up my own words. So I can rap to you the words I use, but I don't think that'd be appropriate.
Don't worry about that. But what you can do, like when E starts talking, go ahead and get on your Googles. You've been Googling the last couple of weeks. Maybe
why are you trying to steal my thunder? I'm going to bring that. I'm calling that back later.
My bad.
Jeez, my goodness. But okay, so beef, no, because I think you're not going to do business if there's like a legit beef. Because when I hear beef, I think of on site, modern day on site. So I don't think that's the case. I think that it could be, okay, listen, I don't like you anymore. You don't like me. We are doing this. We have this thing in common, which is AEW. Let's make this money. You stay over there. I stay over here. We be professional with each other. A lot of people work with people they don't like.
Yep, and make a lot of money with them too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Money. I think they can be cordial enough at this point, right?
Okay.
Like we've had meetings. It's been some time. Like I said, it seems to me that Kenny is kind of ready to move past it. This me kind of listens to him talk about it as much as he can talk about it, right? It seems CM Punk's ready to come back to work. He knows the heat that he had in the locker room, so something had to happen in between that time to make him feel comfortable and make them feel comfortable having him back in the locker room to some type of agree. I mean, it's awesome they had the meeting. I don't know why FTR had to be there. I thought they was good. So I don't know,
but because they love Punk, so maybe they were security in that. So that's kind of interesting, also. So I don't know. Okay, so then we all are in agreement. Besides E, feels like from a personal perspective, it's a big deal. Business perspective, zero deal. Yeah, I think that it is just really keeping his name out there.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think it is. Hey, I'm coming back. I think everything Punk does, there's some type of, I don't want to say ulterior motive to it, but I think there's a motive to it. I think everything he's ever done, it is clear cut and concise on, this is my plan, this is the plan.
It's intentional.
Yep, and it's very, very intentional. And I think this is no different at all whatsoever. But I'm glad that if everything is positive, that is always a positive if you're positive. I think this is a positive to transition to the new championship belt. I saw some talk online. Some people not feeling it. Some people are saying that you could have just had Cody beat Roman at Mania, and you wouldn't have to come up with another belt. We can go down that way if you guys want to. We don't really have to. But I do want to ask you guys about the belt. I personally love the new design. I think it is a fantastic compromise between the big gold belt that Triple H loves, the old WCW Championship belt, which a lot of people feel like is the best looking wrestling belt in history. And then you got the WWE logo right in the middle. You got to have that. We see every single time somebody wins the Super Bowl, NBA Championship, the World Series, whatever, they send them that belt. And it is a walking billboard. All you see on the old belt was just the WWE logo. You still have that, but now you have that gold lineage. I love it. I think it looks fantastic. What'd you guys think of how the belt looks? And then what did you think of the presentation? Well, it wasn't, I guess, even a presentation, but the Triple H segment from Raw.
Presentation. The picture of the belt looks a lot weirder or more weird. The actual how it looked on video, like live on Raw, it actually looked really good. I was really excited to see it. But again, that still pic of it, I don't like how it looked because that W is so prominent. And I told you it was like the white gold or silver, which I thought it should be just yellow gold.
Right.
But it, I'm not a fashion designer or a designer in that sense. But I like it. I think it's cool. I'm happy too that they made something else, and we can probably deep dive on who that's going to be for or why they did that. But I'm excited about it, and I think it looks good for sure.
Man, some of you wrestling fans, y'all are so goddamn picky. That's a good looking belt, man. I just seen people crapping on it, man. Like, it is true. We got some cynical, negative fans just for the sake of being sick and negative. I mean, you can't tell me that's not a better looking belt than that big ass W belt. Why you can't tell me that? I don't know,
man. I like the W belt. I think the W belt looks really good in person.
Look at it.
Y'all got some bad taste sometimes. That's okay. That's okay. Everybody can't be perfect. But
wow.
Look, but as you said, it's a great compromise. Yeah, it's ugly as shit.
No, that belt was fantastic.
Look at that
ugly.
Belt.
Love that belt. Now the one that The Rock debuted.
Here's the thing.
That belt was horrible.
That belt right there, like if no one knew what it was, you would have no idea it was a wrestling belt. Because nothing about that looks like a wrestling belt. Nothing about it.
What do you think
the epitome of WWE?
It's like a big ass ugly belt that I would never wear in my life. That's what it looked like.
Wow.
But as you said, it's a good compromise, right? Because I get the W, right? It got to kind of be in there, right? And it kind of makes sense from it. It's branding. You got to have it in there. And as you said, Rhodesia, I think you're right. The belt does look different, like on television than those still. I think those mocks, maybe the mock or the replica might look a little different than the actual real thing. I think it is a little bit more like, I don't know, it's like a diamonds or some kind of shiny.
Well, they said when they did it, they were like, "Hey, a deeper, more detailed look." So the one photo that looks a little funky has the white background, and it really shows the details of it. Don't show me the details. Show me how it looks when the light is glistening off of it. That's when I can tell if I really like it or not. And I thought it looked incredible.
Hey, show me how. Show me how it looks when it's around Roman Reigns' stomach.
Hey, it's coming. The agenda begins. Roman triple belts, baby.
I want to log off this damn podcast right now.
All right. Hey, so
anniversary listening to this garbage.
That is a great transition and segue. Let's book our ideal scenarios. Now, if you want to throw logic out, throw logic out. I use a little bit of logic in mine. I still don't think mine is the best for everybody, but it's best for me. That scenario that I came up with is best for me as a wrestling fan. Eshaun, let me start with you. Then, Rhodesia, you can go. What is your ideal scenario? We know that they're going to crown the winner at Saudi in the end of May at Night of Champions. Now we really know why they named it Night of Champions. Give it to me. What is your ideal scenario? Who wins it, and what does that look like?
Gosh, so I guess I would kind of want Cody to win, but I don't want him to win just based on all the history that's happened so far. If he wins the championship right now, it seems like a consolation prize for him, and it should be more than that. But I definitely think that the caliber of a Cody should have that championship. First off, I guess you would like my next runner up would be like a Seth. Okay. But man, I like Seth a lot.
Here comes the butt. Here comes the butt.
You know, he just like he's not on the same level of a Roman and Cody for me. But as I said, like I think my desire for Cody not to have a consolation prize will override my willingness to have Seth win the championship. So I guess I will go with Seth because he is probably, I'm not sure if I'm ready to say he's the best wrestler in the world, but he might be. He's the top 2 or 3. He got to be, right? And you know he's gonna have a great match with anybody. Everybody likes him. He has an awesome music. So it can't be Cody, and it sure as hell better not be Roman. I guess he got to go Seth.
So for you, it's Seth. That's your ideal scenario.
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say so.
I got you. I like that. Okay. Rhodesia, what do you say?
Ideally, it should be Seth as well, but I'm having fun with this one. Okay. So if a bloodliner, and I'm calling him the bloodliner, I would want a bloodliner to dethrone Roman so then they can take Roman's belts. But if that doesn't happen, I do want Cody to win this it's called the heavyweight championship now, right? Is that the exact title? Heavyweight.
World heavyweight.
World heavyweight championship. And he made an emphasis on world and like to imagine maybe they'll be traveling. I don't know. But for one, I would want to see a true first time reign for Finn. When he got the WWE Universal belt, he got injured the night he won it. And it just was like, dang, like what could he have done with that? And now that we have another new heavyweight championship, in this case, the World Heavyweight Championship, let's give it to Finn. Let's see what he can do with it.
I like that.
That's my fun booking.
No, that is fun.
I love that, Rhodesia.
Yeah. So what I have, and this is not best for the quote unquote finish the story.
It's not.
But for me, my ideal scenario is give Cody the honor of being the first ever champion of that belt. That goes down in history. And really, the whole finish the story thing could be whatever you want to say. Because the story, now you guys correct me if I'm wrong, the story is Cody was finishing the story of winning the belt that his dad never won, right?
Right.
Well, there was no Universal
That's true.
Championship back then. So that belt isn't the same belt either.
But I think it's the implication of, or them implying, hey, the heavyweight championship of that whatever company. I think that's more the point.
But this belt is called heavyweight championship. This belt is the heavyweight champion.
It's called the World Heavyweight Championship.
So my ideal scenario, give Cody the honor of being the number 1 first ever champ of this belt. And then we go full steam ahead with the bloodline issues. And give us what is the only thing that makes sense to end the foundation of the bloodline. That is Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for the championship, and Jey being the one who dethrones Roman Reigns. That is my ideal scenario. Because if we're talking now, actual real legit WWE, we know the draft is starting tomorrow on SmackDown. Cody and Roman's not going to be on the same show. I don't know what world actually. Give me a second, because they had just put up on Twitter the list of names that are able to be drafted on SmackDown, and then the list of names that are able to be drafted on Raw.
So while you're looking that up, 2 things real quick. I think that's a little bit flawed. This is not a real draft then if you're saying you can only be drafted to a certain place. But
no, that's not it. That's what I thought. Okay. I can't read. That's on me. What they're saying is this is the batch of names that can be drafted on Raw for Raw or SmackDown. On Monday, this is the batch of names that can be drafted for Raw or SmackDown. So everybody's not available to be drafted tomorrow, but they can still be drafted to either show. So like for tomorrow, Cody and the Bloodline are able to be drafted. No way in the world, unless this is pick the balls out of a hat, Roman's got to be number 1, and then Cody's got to be the second pick, right? So I think that they're not going to be on the same show. SmackDown's probably going to keep Roman and the Bloodline, which the Bloodline is Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa.
Interesting.
The Usos are separate, and they're not able to be drafted until Monday. So that could be a story in itself.
Okay, got it. So you're saying that these are the people that can be drafted tomorrow night, not at SmackDown, but just
Correct.
tomorrow night. Versus,
Correct.
and then these are the people on Monday that can be drafted.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
That's kind of smart though.
It is. It is. It makes you watch both shows. So you keep them separate and then I started trying to think like, okay, how else could Cody? I mean, damn. Because if this does not happen for Cody, I agree with you guys with Seth. Seth has put in the work for sure.
2+ years, killing.
I still think that he is way. There's a video there in the UK, I believe today. There's a video, 10-minute. He's standing in the middle of the ring and they're singing a song straight, 10 minutes straight. And people are like, crown him champion. It's difference from singing a song and being legit over. People don't sing Roman Reigns' song. He's over like Rover.
But we can't compare Roman.
Yeah,
though.
you can.
We can't
you can
no,
because
you
people keep saying, because people keep talking about this song, like that just shows how over he is. Cody Rhodes is more over than Seth Rollins. Would you guys all agree with that?
I think that's fair.
Anybody singing Cody Rhodes song for 10 minutes straight? Nowhere. Besides me on night 2 of the WrestleMania pod. I can't bring it up over and over again.
But that was a new remix of that song, though.
That was hot too. But yeah, so that's mine is give it to Cody, and then we do Roman and Jay sometime soon. But what I was saying was, if you don't do that, we're not looking at Cody getting the championship until next year's WrestleMania. They're on separate shows. The only way for him to get to Roman is winning the Rumble again.
Yeah, for me, logically, you gotta put Cody on one show and Roman on another show.
They have to.
You gotta end it because they want to stretch out that rematch as long as possible. But at the end of the day, like I would love for him to be the first ever world heavyweight champion, hold that awesome looking championship. At the end of the day, you mean to tell me that they make my boy lose at Mania, give the worst WrestleMania moment in history.
Best.
I don't give a damn what Stone Cold, Matt, Rhodesia, Jim Ross, Blue Ross, Skip Cole. I don't care what none of y'all say. That was a shitty ass moment.
It was a fantastic moment.
So at the end of the day, he don't win that there, but you gonna have him win at Saudi? Come on, man.
Well, evidently not. Evidently Saudi's gonna win it.
That's not the moment that nobody want to see. So if they give me that moment, I mean, I know that Triple H has lost it, or Crazy Vince is just booking everything, because that's just flat out stupid.
Hey, Eshaun, calm down. I don't want them to come kick you out the hotel. You getting hype. You getting super hype.
Hey, not as much money I spent for this goddamn thing.
So you can say what you want to say. Hey, stop that, man. All right, that's
Hey, real quick. So back to the World Championship, Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find it's interesting how Triple H emphasized world? I took it as that it's possible that this can be. Is it because it's going to be in Saudi when it's going to be given, or
no? I just took that
I
as
felt something.
I took that as he emphasized this person who wins this belt is going to actually
be a defending
defend
champion
it everywhere.
Anytime.
Because if there's somebody who has just gotten into wrestling since Roman Reigns won the belt at last year's WrestleMania, you don't know that, the champ is actually supposed to be on like every show and defend it, like at live events and at every pay-per-view and on TV.
Got it.
You don't know that. So this is like, hey, he's saying this is the workhorseman's belt. This person is going to take this belt everywhere and defend it.
Got it.
All right, so the draft. Let's have some fun. We're going to do our own TFW-WWE draft. Before we get to what the rules are, we're going to only do 10 picks. Okay, so we'll explain how we're going to do it. Is there anything that you guys on the legit draft for WWE feel like, hey, this is must-have once? It could be maybe somebody called up. It could be maybe somebody separated. It could be maybe somebody kept together. Do you guys have any must-have ones for the legit draft?
Sure. I want Braun coming up from NXT. I want the Street Profits to be broken up again, and I think this is a perfect way to break them up without having some kind of storyline that they, mad at each other or beefing with each other. That's just a couple things that could just comes to mind off the top of my head.
Okay.
What about
Yeah,
you?
I'm saying. Yeah, what you got, Matt?
Must have once. Braun will be probably the must have one,
Mm-hmm.
which
Oh, will
him and
Roxanne
him
come
and
up?
Melo are wrestling in May at an NXT Premium Live event. I don't know how that's going to work. You can still call him up, I guess, and then he can say, "I'm gonna take the belt,"
For
to
sure.
whatever
Yeah.
show he's on. But that's probably the only must have one that I have. I can't really think of anything else.
Would you want Indy or Roxanne to come up?
Not
From-
must have.
Okay.
Not must have. No, I would love for one of them to come up, but I don't want to give away any of my potential draft picks if they're still on the board. So I'm not going to say which one that is. Yeah, you got to think. You trying to catch me up.
Well,
All
first
right,
off, my pick is my stuff is done.
I
I'm not
bet.
with it like you and
I
quick
don't
with
know
it where I
how
can
you
come
think
up and
yours is
pull.
done when either E or I take one of the people on your
Because
list.
guess what? I have 32 names here, so I'm just gonna literally go in order. There's not gonna
Good
be
for
any
you.
thought behind it. I'm just gonna go in order.
Good for you. That means you're going to have by far the worst TV show
Hey,
in the history of the wrestling
Hey.
business. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to do 10 rounds. Okay, Rhodesia's going to keep us honest and write down who we got.
oh shoot.
This is what we're doing. Wrestlers must be currently active in the WWE bubble. Okay, and you are taking them as is right now. So if you want to take an injured wrestler, they are injured until they come back. If you want to take a part-timer, they are a part-timer. You can't just flip them to full-time and have them on your show every single week. All right? We are doing only single wrestler picks, meaning no tag teams. And we're doing that just so when we're done with this, everybody has the same amount of wrestlers, which will be 10 wrestlers. And then to determine who is going to get the top pick. So the number one pick, we are going to go to who has watched wrestling the least amount of time in their life. So then the second pick would be who's watched
least
wrestling
amount of time
the second
of their life or
of their
amount
life.
Of,
Of the years of their life. So you're getting the first overall pick because how many years have you watched wrestling for?
since '99.
Okay, and
99 and
there's no point of
2000.
no point of even doing the math on that.
Yeah, what is that? Like 24 years, 25 years?
Yeah, I don't know. Eshaun, how many years have you watched? When did you start watching? That you can remember. I'm going off of when I can remember.
I remember my first memory was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and he wasn't IC champion yet.
Okay.
So I think this was WrestleMania. That was WrestleMania 3.
Well, 3 was Savage. Him and Savage.
Yeah, so I want to say it probably was around, it was that year.
Okay, it was that year. Give me some detail because that's my same year, but I know the exact moment that I remember that I was watching.
And real quick,
And
are you saying watching?
it was a little bit before that. So do you remember?
No, I was watching Superstars. I remember my brother was watching Superstars on Saturday, and I remember because my brother and I, we don't get along. He don't like me, and yeah, he yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, he like I was the little brother that wanted to be like my big brother, but he wasn't having it. So I had to hell no. So I had to sneak and watch the show while he was watching it, and it was on Superstar. I don't remember when, but I remember after seeing that match, that's when I started going to the video store, getting tapes and etc.
Okay, so let's do this, Rhodesia. Let's flip a coin for me and Eshaun because my time is really really close to that, so it's probably about the same. Because that was actually 1987.
87?
Yep,
that sounds about right.
Yep, that was 87. So, Eshaun, seeing it is your anniversary weekend, you get to call heads or tails. And then if you win, you get second pick. If you lose, you get third pick.
I think I want some head.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, were you talking about? What are we talking about here? Are we talking about?
What are we talking about here?
You know what I mean? I just need to make sure.
Hey, let's just use it for both scenarios.
Got it. BOFUM, both of them.
Both.
All right, Rhodesia, get back here with the coin. I know I just threw that on you. You probably wasn't ready for it.
So I don't have a coin. So I'm just based off of his comment about getting some head. Let's go with him as number 2.
All right, there you go. All right, so Eshaun is second. I am third. So it sucks for me because I am third, but I get to come right back in the second round. I get the first pick in the second round. So I will take that. Because remember, it's going 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. All right. I think we know, Rhodesia, who you're taking, but for formalities,
Maybe for formalities, I should have Eshaun actually say who my number one is.
but he can't do that because
It would be Roman Reigns.
all right, Roman Reigns is off the board. Okay, Eshaun, who you got?
You know who I want. The hottest
You taking him?
wrestler in the world right now.
Okay,
Roman Reigns.
you say Solo Sikoa.
The bloodliner.
Cody Samuel Rhodes.
All right, Cody's off the board.
I made up that middle name too, by the way.
I know. I saw your brain going.
Give me the person who would not say, whoop your ass.
There we go.
Give me Bianca Belair. And I'm going to double back because it is on me now in round 2. Give me Bianca Belair. And give me Seth Rollins.
It's back to me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, Big Daddy is going to take Brock Lesnar.
Heavy hitters. All right,
All right.
Rhodesia.
Because I didn't think this person was going to be here. Actually, I am changing my stance on moving things around. My next pick is going to be the Double R, Rhea Ripley. The other Double R.
I was actually going to take her right after I took Bianca, but I was like, I need Seth. Because you guys both had heavy hitters on the male side. All right, Rhodesia, you just finished round 2. You back up at round 3. Who you got?
No one is ready for Asuka.
You reached for that one. That's
Doesn't
a good
matter.
pick, but not 3. That'd been really good around maybe anywhere between 6 to 10. You reached a little bit.
It's my pick, not your pick. My pick.
All right, so Big Daddy. You know, I think I'm branding that too. I'm against shirt. Big Daddy. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
Big
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one, actually.
Yeah.
That's pretty clever.
Big Daddy. So yeah, Big Daddy gonna. I need to build out my women's roster right now, so I need to go ahead and pick Charlotte Flair.
Good one.
Woo!
Good one. All right.
You go back to back, Matt.
I am.
Back to back.
All right. Trying to think I want to make a splash because I'm going back to back, but I think I'm gonna be smart here. I am going to. No, you know what? I need to have some bangers.
Banger after
Yep.
banger after
And just
banger.
because I'm going back to back,
Banger.
I'm gonna make this guy my 3rd overall pick.
Wow.
LA Knight goes 3rd. I'm gonna put the rocket strap on him. He's out of here. I'm going back to back, so that means 4th. Give me Carmelo Hayes.
He's him, right?
Yep. And I think he's ready, and I think he's ready to leapfrog some of the people that I did not take.
All right. BDE's up. BDE. You know what? I'm gonna take this individual that I think is ready to go to the next level. Because I think we need to build the next Black World Heavyweight Champion, and that man is Montez Ford.
All right. Take him off the board.
All righty. So I get to go back to back, and I'm just going to go for him. Nothing special. Let's just get to it. I'm taking for my 4th pick, a bloodliner, and going to be the new tribal chief, Jey Uso.
You are going Jey Uso.
For my 4th.
Okay.
My 5th Man, see, this is where now where my
Mm-hmm.
love and my passion,
Mm-hmm.
which one makes more sense, my love and passion or business? And in life, I lead by love and passion. I'm gonna go with Shinsuke Nakamura as my number 5.
Wow. Shinsuke. Quiet as kept. Shinsuke was not even on my list of
Wow.
38 wrestlers. Look at that. All right.
All
Number
right.
5 for Eshaun.
Big Daddy need another workhorse on his roster. Somebody who could potentially be in the world champion soon. I'm going with Finn Balor.
I was close to taking him.
You said the new world heavyweight champion, right?
Hey, I wouldn't mind that. Not at all. It's funny. I saw this one guy on Twitter, Rhodesia. He had a Photoshop a picture of Finn and with the new championship on his shoulder and Damien behind him, and it kind of reminded me of Shawn Michaels and Big Daddy Cool back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh yeah, I like that. I like that vibe.
All right. I am going to smash your guys' head on these next two picks.
All right.
I ran
let's
up
do.
with the envelope, and it was like, you got both of them already? I said yes, because I cannot believe I got so much
Yep.
value in the middle of the draft with these two people. My next pick,
For number 5.
yes,
5th round.
is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in the last 20 years.
He was my
Gunther.
next guy. He was my next
Give
pick.
me Gunther.
Yep. He was next
And
up for me.
then I am going to double back and take arguably the hottest wrestler of all of 2022 outside of Roman Reigns, and that is Sami Ezekiel Zayn.
That was my next one too. Ezekiel.
So we are now in round 6. Before you guys give your 2, let's recap. So I have Bianca Belair, Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Gunther, and Sami Zayn.
Okay.
Eshaun, who do you have?
You know, I need a little bit more diversity in my roster. I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley.
He is taking Bobby.
That was my next pick. All right, so for Eshaun, his top 6 was Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, Charlotte Flair, Montez Ford, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley. Bobby.
Okay.
All right, so my number 6, I'm just gonna go in order. Wow, this is telling of me. I'm going with another bloodliner, Solo Sikoa. Number 6.
Okay.
Okay. So far, I have the Tribal Chief, the first one, Roman Reigns. We have Rhea Ripley, Asuka, the second bloodliner and second Tribal Chief, Jey Uso, Shinsuke, and Solo Sikoa. So, starting on the top of the 7th. Now, this is a steal. Work rate, maybe not all there, but I'll take everything else about this person here. Probably the greatest heel in wrestling today, Mr. Dominic Mysterio.
He was next on my list. He was actually at the top after like my first 3, and I was like, I'll see how long he can slide for. I'll see how long he can slide for.
Since this man is still on the roster, possibly injured, but I'm confident under my leadership, he will be rehired and reimagined. I'm going for Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's a good one because we don't know how long he's be out for. He slid just because of that. He would have been a top 5 pick for me. He was all the way at the bottom though. All right, I get to go back again, right?
Yep.
Let's make some noise. Let's make some noise. I am going to. No, I already took you 2 already. Get out of here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's have some fun. I am going to go with my next pick. The Genius of the Sky. EO Sky.
Nice.
And then I am back to back in that. With somebody that is going to be taking the main roster by storm.
Uh-oh.
Grayson Waller.
Nice.
I like that man. I like
dude's
that
so
man.
good. He's so good. All right. Round 8. Eshaun.
You know, I'm going with another legend, y'all. Another fellow man with the name of E. So I gotta respect it. I'm going with Edge.
Oh, wow. Another one that didn't make my top 38 just because of the part-time
top
status.
100.
Don't do
make my
that.
top 100.
Don't do that.
On a side note, real quick, do you see that picture that he posted with Christian at those hockey games? It looks so
Yes.
cool.
Yep.
It looks so cool. Whoa, y'all. Another steal I'm getting here in number 8.
Okay, what you got?
I'm going with Big Time Becky Lynch.
All right.
All right, so now we going into the final
That
two
is a steal
rounds.
because she's a major star. I just like EO better, but I couldn't believe she was still sitting there.
Honestly, I forgot about her, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
I couldn't believe she was still sitting there.
Okay. Whew.
So what is this? Is this round 8 or
That's
round 9?
This is 9.
This is round
so I have 2
9.
picks left. Yep. So I got the top of the 9 for me.
Okay.
Dang.
All right, y'all. I need some more youth on my roster. I need
Whoa,
somebody.
Still my turn. Eshaun.
Oh, how the hell that work? Okay, good. Y'all just keep doing y'all thing. Y'all get back-to-back picks all the time. That's cool. Go ahead, do your
Yeah,
thing.
because you're in the middle, so
Okay,
you don't get a
cool.
back-to-back pick.
All right.
It goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1.
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
You don't watch a lot of drafts, huh? All right. I'm gonna go with. I have to. I'm gonna have to go with the new Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, and go with Austin Theory.
Okay.
My number 9.
It's a good one.
Hey, so can I go now, or do y'all got to do another back-to-back again or something?
Nope, you can go.
All right. So let me see here. You took my person.
Which one? Austin.
Yeah.
You may need to move your camera though, so we can see you. I don't know what you're doing over there. We can't trust you when you're off camera.
No, I'm minding my business right now. That's what I'm doing. Y'all need to see what I'm doing.
He's rushing the pick and he ain't ready.
Yeah, look at him. Look at him.
Man, it's rough living out here. Oh man. All right, so you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and bring Finn's boy back because I like the idea of a new Heartbreak Kid and Big Daddy Cool connection. I'm gonna bring my man Damien
All right,
okay.
Priest to the roster.
Well, I can't believe I got these people in round 9 and round 10.
Go ahead.
Can't believe it.
I'm gonna feel the same way.
Yep, I am taking in round 9 Bailey.
Whoa.
In round 10, the matches this person is going to have with Seth Rollins, with LA Knight, with Carmelo Hayes, Grayson Waller, match of the year candidates. Give me with round 10 Ricochet. I am done. I am now laying out.
He was actually my next one there. All right, Eshaun, your final pick.
I'm going Kevin Owens.
All right. What I wanted to do, no, I'm just gonna get to it. No point in making it suspenseful. I was gonna put one in here because just to be funny, but because she's still on the board, I'm gonna take her because I think this year is gonna be a lot different than last year as far as
D-Fab?
truly being over. No, she's not on the list. Sorry, but it's going to be Liv Morgan.
Yeah,
number
grab
10.
her. It was between her. I was going to grab her before I grabbed Bailey, but I was like, you know what, Bailey's just a bigger name than Liv. I think. I'm not sure. I think. All right, Rhodesia, run down your 10.
All right, so Roman Reigns, Rhea Ripley, Asuka, Jey Uso, Shinsuke, Solo Sequoia, Dominic Mysterio, Becky, Austin Theory, and Liv Morgan.
Boom, 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 boom. Did Becky lose her name? Her last
What
name?
I call her?
You just called her Becky. Is she not
Oh,
Becky
big
Lynch?
time Bex.
Oh,
Becky Lynch.
speaking of names, did you guys see Moss got his first name back? He is no longer Madcap. He is now Riddick Moss again.
Nice.
It's fantastic for him. Hopefully that helps when he's no longer generic 32 in his interests. All right. That is a good draft list. Eshaun, who you got? Oh, Eshaun, you have muted yourself, sir.
I said, I don't remember that whole list. Rhodesia, did you write it down?
Oh my God.
Oh my
Yes,
God. So
I
you
did.
know his list is
Yes, I
trash.
did.
He did not even keep track of his own. God.
All right. So, Eshaun's list. We have Cody
Just
Rhodes.
make up something. But like Eshaun has Logan Paul,
Right.
Bray Wyatt.
Damn, I got
Otis.
Logan Paul.
Otis. Omos.
Right, he has all the O's.
I like Otis, though.
I love Otis. Okay, so we have Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, Charlotte Flair, Montez Ford, Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Edge, Priest, and Kevin Owens.
My 10 is Bianca Belair, Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Gunther, Sami Zayn, Io Sky. I'm changing her name to Io Shirai. Grayson Waller, Bailey, and Ricochet. So, nice job there, guys. We'll put those up on Twitter in a couple days. You guys can vote on who you think has the best roster. We'll probably do it after Monday Night Raw to keep the filling going.
But mine is the best.
You think so?
Oh, I know so.
No, I wasn't that good.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think yours is the best.
Mine's
I don't know
actually the
whose
best.
is, but I don't think it's yours.
Mine's is actually the best.
But we'll let the people decide.
No,
And if they don't say me, then I'll say the people don't know what they're talking about either. Real quick hot take for me watching NXT this weekend or Tuesday. HBK knows how to book women's wrestling better than Triple H or Tony Khan, and by far. It is, I think, granted, I don't watch Impact, and I know their Knockouts division has been really, really strong, but you watch NXT and it's like, okay, that's how a women's division should be presented. So maybe Triple H can call his buddy up to see what he's doing differently, but I think it's like pretty clear.
Hey, but Triple H knew how to book it when he ran NXT too.
Man.
So maybe it's something about NXT that allows them more creative freedom with those women. Because the women's division for NXT for a long time was like kind of better than the men's division at certain points.
That is interesting. Unfortunately, the injury bug did bite NXT this week. Grayson Waller, Indy Hartwell, and Sol Ruka all legit injured. Sol Ruka tore her, I think, ACL.
Oh,
Damn.
no, I didn't know that. No.
So that came out. That's why they ran the injury angle on Tuesday. And then Grayson and Indy actually got hurt during their matches. Interesting tidbit was they actually changed the finish of that triple threat women's match midway through the match. And Tiffany was actually going to win the championship. But Indy fought through, got back to the ring, and they went with their original plan, which was that was the original ending of that match. You kind of could tell because the ending was a little clunky once Indy got out, but they still kept it together and had a pretty good match. So hopefully they're not hurt for too long. They're not out for too long. But yeah, the injury bug definitely bit NXT this past week. We just brought up Impact. Shout out to Trinity, a.k.a. Naomi. Looks like she will be back tonight. If you listen to this on Friday, if you listen to it after Friday, she's already back. That is the news. Luckily, because I don't watch much Impact ever. I haven't watched Impact in a long time. They are coming to Chicago. I'm like, hey, what the hell? Let me get tickets. And looks like she will be debuting at Impact this weekend here in Chicago. What's your guys' thoughts about? Granted, of course, I'm just happy she's back. I am super happy for her that she is back somewhere that we can see her on TV weekly, even though you got to probably go out of your way to find where Impact is now. But what's your guys' thoughts about Trinity being back and then, I guess more importantly, being back in Impact and not AEW, not WWE, not New Japan, in Impact?
Well, in a selfish way, I'm happy that she's debuting an Impact at a show that I'm going to be at. Is that wrong? Is that
No,
wrong to
not
feel
at
that
all.
way?
Not at all.
So I'm excited for that there. Now, I did find it interesting that she was going to Impact. You said it too, and I'm even less than that. I don't watch Impact outside of maybe two female wrestlers in Impact. I know nothing about them, and I think maybe they come on Thursday nights. I think that's about it. So I am interested that she's going there. I don't know if it's something because maybe she couldn't or don't want to come back to WWE. If it's just she has never done Impact before. I am really interested on why she went there. Does she have more creative control, more freedom? I'm still kind of perplexed on why she went there. But then I'm also kind of interested on what's going to happen with Sasha because isn't she also? I know this is about Trinity, but isn't Sasha or Mercedes up with her NJPW contract or obligation?
So she has another match May
Maybe
21st or something.
something.
It's
Yeah.
another match coming up soon, but Impact and New Japan have a show coming up here soon.
Mm,
So I
okay,
wonder if there's gonna be some type of
got it.
connection with them on that show or what.
Okay, but no, super excited that she's back. I know at Wale Mania she said she's gonna be back, so clearly this is what she wants to do, and I think that she's probably staked it out and did her research and her due diligence to find out who's gonna give her what she wants. So I'm happy that she's back in wrestling and that we get to see her debut.
For sure. You know, I'm a big Naomi Trinity fan, been for a number of years now, right? So I've been trying to watch Impact. I have it on my DVR recorded every week. I don't always watch it. It's something about that show. It just doesn't connect with me as a viewer. But I'm definitely going to be looking at more Impact Wrestling. I want to check out Trinity. And you nailed it, Rhodesia. Like, I wonder why Impact. I just feel like Impact's been around for a long time. It hasn't really been hot, right? Like, you would think that their relationship with AEW would have kind of spiked a little bit of interest in the promotion, and it didn't do much of anything for Impact. So I don't know if her joining Impact is going to do much for Impact. I hope that some of the fan base will come with her and see what she's doing, check her out. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. But I think it's awesome because this allows her to go somewhere and she's going to be a big fish in a small pond, right? Now, Impact has been known for great women's wrestling for a long time now, but she's obviously absolutely going to be the biggest name in that division going forward. So there's lots of opportunity for her to have main event matches. There's lots of opportunity for her to have world title shots that she may not have gotten on WWE programming. And you would think, why not AEW, right? But if you look at the way they booked that show, I just feel like the AEW women's division is kind of cold in some ways. So I don't know if her going there and that creative would have been the greatest for her. But this is a great opportunity for her to really showcase herself and be the main focus of a division.
I'm super surprised. I am super surprised. And of course, there's got to be a method to her madness. We don't know how long this deal is for. We know it's not a one-off though, so we know that for a fact. But no other contract details have come out. And I'm gonna be really interested to see like how long she's there for, because you would think she would be able to go anywhere she wanted to go. I know for sure WWE wanted her back, so it can't be they didn't want her. I can't see a world where Tony Khan would have passed on her. Maybe she passed on AEW, but I don't think it's the other way around. So it's interesting. Maybe it's a connection she has with some of the women there. Maybe it's let me go here, get my feet back wet, and then go somewhere else. Hopefully she does some interviews and kind of talk about why she picked Impact. But that was super surprising to find that out that she's going to be there. So shout out to her. Shout out to Impact. I just don't have the bandwidth to watch weekly another show. I was thinking about that today. Like, okay, am I going to try to figure out a way to watch? No, because that comes on Thursdays. Of course, we pod on Thursdays. But with Collision starting on Saturday, that's another 2 hours. Something will have to go. And NXT is starting to hook me kind of back again. I'm really enjoying that show overall. So that's 2 hours on Tuesday. I don't have the time. But
there's too much wrestling on right now. I mean, you would think you should never be enough. But it's too much. It's too much.
It's a lot.
It's too much right now.
It's a lot. And when I watch intently, right? So it's not like, okay, let me just put it on and, there's 5 matches. I'm only going to watch one. No, like a show that I watch, I'm typically watching, pretty hardcore intent. And It's not gonna happen. So, but we do have, I think, 8 shows or 6 shows they're coming here for. It's this weekend they got 2 shows, and then they're running another 2, I think, in July, and they're running another 2 in October for Bound for Glory. So either 6 or 8.
I think
shows.
it's
So
6
at least,
now. That
yeah,
you
so
say
at least I'll
that.
see those. You know, so
Yeah.
that should be fun. Something else I thought was fun I wanted to bring up to you guys. I saw this by chance. Did any 2 of you see that old clip of Priscilla Kelly and Darby Allin talking about Buffalo Wild Wings this week?
I didn't hear the audio, so please enlighten me.
Did you
I
see
saw
this,
that.
E?
I heard Darby was a clown for that, or like he was wrong for that. But I didn't hear any audio or read any transcripts.
What happened?
So Darby Allin put B-Dub sauce on his booty hole to impress Priscilla Kelly.
Which sauce? That
The hottest they have. Story goes like this. Said the first time we went on a road trip, we did the drive to New York, just in his car. This is Priscilla Kelly talking. It is Gigi Dolan, if you guys don't know who Priscilla Kelly is. I guess he was still trying to impress me at this stage. So he goes, let's stop at Buffalo Wild Wings. So we didn't go here to eat. We went there because he wanted to get a side of whatever the hottest sauce they make. So he gets the sauce. We go up to the car, pulls down his pants, and he wipes his bare asshole with the hot sauce. Mind you, we have a 15-hour drive to New York ahead of us. Nowhere to stop or shower. So then the host asked Darby, why would you do that? Darby says, I don't know. I thought it would be fun to impress her. Darby Allin, Buffalo Wild Wing sauce on his booty hole.
First off, he should get paid from Buffalo Wild Wings for having that interview.
I don't know if anybody's going to Buffalo Wild Wings now because of that interview. So I would say that's not the case.
Well, that's impressive. So to say the least, I mean, that's not my cup of tea.
But is it?
It absolutely is. First off, I can't even eat the hot sauce and digest it through my
But
stomach.
have you ever tried to put it on your booty hole?
No, because
But have you ever tried to put it on your booty hole?
When it comes out my booty hole, it burns.
Well,
So
maybe
I
your
can only
booty hole
imagine
is stronger
I put it
than
in.
your tongue is.
No, I'm talking about when it comes out of my booty hole, when I boo-boo, it burns my boo-boo, my booty hole.
Eshaun,
couldn't
you are
imagine it.
celebrating your 35th wedding anniversary, right? Been married forever. What is the most ridiculous thing you have done to impress Katrina?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I had it like that. I had to do shit.
You don't have to do. So is that like same thing, like kind of with the sauce?
Sweet
or-
barbecue.
Hey,
He is
I
sweet
tell you,
barbecue.
hey, I'll tell y'all something funny though. I'll tell y'all something funny. I remember like this was maybe the first time I hooked up with Katrina. I had fines in the car because I had to drop fines off. You had to go. This is Big Boys on Southfield Road. In Southfield, no Telegraph in Southfield Road, right? And my son was hurting me, right? Had the window roll down. I had to let
come
one
on,
go.
man.
Yeah, I had to let one go, man.
Come on, man. We were talking about what have you
Yeah.
done to impress her,
Yeah, I had
not
to let
to turn
one
her
go.
off.
And so, they look at me like, "Yo, E, was that you?" I'm like, "No, I almost been like the car outside, right?" I didn't tell her for 10 years. That really was me. I denied it for 10 years. I just like Shawn Michaels when he denied it to Brett, like he ain't know. I denied it for 10 years, like, no, that wasn't me.
Hey, Eshaun, that's not impressive that you
At
kept it
all.
for 10
Like,
years.
he said it. He was so proud too.
He's so proud of that.
Let's transition.
I said
from
something funny. I ain't said I have to impress her. I had it like that.
Let's transition from that.
But that was impressive. A 12-hour drive with your booty on fire, that's impressive.
But it's
that's
not.
nasty.
That's
But
not.
That's
that's
nasty.
impressive.
It's not.
That's impressive.
What's
Nah.
impressive about that?
That
It's
you
not- it's
had
not.
enough mental fortitude to withstand that pain for that long amount of time.
That
You
would-
can't tell me that's not. That's like Naked and Afraid. People always talk about why you going on Naked and Afraid. You know, on the first night you're gonna hate it because it's something else. It's something about having that resilience that you can do it.
Okay.
And if he's doing it to impress his lovely lady at the time, go for it.
But she didn't
No.
ask. She didn't say, "Hey, you know, it'd be really impressive if you did this." So he did that on his own. So he thought that was impressive. That's
No.
why
That
it's like,
makes
dude,
it even
you
more
didn't have to do
romantic.
that.
That makes
No,
it even
ma'am.
You think it's
more
romantic?
I think that's even more
I'm
romantic.
learning more and more about you every single podcast. I don't know if I like it. Speaking of AEW, one thing I thought about last night watching Dynamite. I'll just get you guys quick thoughts on this, then we can move on. I think the Saturday show can help AEW get wrestlers back hot. I was watching that show last night, and outside of Adam Cole and MJF, I don't think anyone else is hot on that show. And if you remember, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, we loved AEW because it felt like everybody that was out there was hot. Everybody was over. Everybody was popular. I took a quick list of people that I don't see regularly on Dynamite, and I think either are big stars, could be big stars, or they were big stars. Tell me what you guys think about this list.
Okay.
Malachi Black, Pac, Lucha Brothers, Eddie Kingston, Sheeta, Swerve, Keith Lee, Lance Archer, Carmelo, and Nyla Rose. And that's 10 people. Those were just the first 10 that I thought of. And I'm like, we don't see them consistently on Dynamite at all. And I think a couple of them may be hurt. But these are people that you could really build some stuff around. So I'm hoping that Collision does a better job of keeping people hot. You know, like Swerve should be one of the hottest acts in AEW, and he's disappeared. And I'm not counting Rampage. If you're on Rampage every week, sorry, I don't count that because that doesn't push any storylines forward, really.
Well, that's where he's been. He's been on Rampage.
Yeah, see, like, I can't. Yeah, I'm not
but, you know, I read something, I think Fightful reported, and they said that Tony Khan and the company are aware of the problem of, you know, just of acts disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking to prove that, but I don't honestly. I mean, I don't know if it's just going to be it, man. But I hope so.
Well, shout out to that. If they know that's an issue, hopefully it's being rectified.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, very cool.
Play that music, Mr. DJ.
Oh, he is ready. Did you hear? Let's go. Hit that thing, man.
TFW moment of the week. Yeah.
Gets better and better. It gets better and better every week. And I've gotten positive feedback from the TFW moment of the week. Eshaun, I appreciate
From who?
Everybody. TFW moment of the week. If you don't know what it is a moment that we all pick out of our best thing we saw over the week. Could be a match, could be a storyline, could be a commercial. If it is wrestling related, it is available for us to pick as our TFW moment of the week. My TFW moment of the week for this week is Roddy Strong coming back last night on Dynamite. And as much as I enjoyed that, the reason why it's my TFW moment of the week is because that was a legit surprise. It didn't leak anywhere. Nobody had announced it anywhere. Normalize surprises back in wrestling in 2023. That was my TFW moment of the week. Rhodesia, what you got?
So I don't know when this video was actually taken. I think it might have been during WrestleCon time, just this year. But it was actually of Abaddon, and she was talking. So Abaddon of AEW, and I've never heard her talk before. And she was going over, I guess the person asked her, what was your greatest match you've had so far? And she was talking about the match she had with Dr. Britt Baker and how she had asked and practically begged to get her face mashed in the tacks on the mat, but they wouldn't do it. So she settled with a super kick. It was the fun part about it was Dustin Rhodes was there, and he said, hey, so I heard you swallowed a tack. And she said she actually swallowed a tack, and to stay in the same category as Darby Allin, she boo-booed it out. So just hearing Abaddon made up in her Abaddon costume, her favorite match was against Dr. Britt Baker. She swallowed a tack, boo-booed it out. That is my TFW moment of the week. Because she was like Undertaker to me.
What's wrong with you tonight?
Well, I love it. She loved it. And the passion she had was amazing when she was telling the story.
I learned a lot tonight. So on that note, we're going to move this on because I don't know what's happening tonight. I'm getting kind of scared. My moment of the week.
Real quick. E, I have to ask a question because you were so excited and happy that she shit the tack out.
No, I was happy.
Where
that,
else
no,
was
no,
it supposed to go?
No.
Like you thought she was gonna pee it out?
No.
Like, do I not
that.
know biology? Do you want to explain to me real quick?
No.
If she intaked it in her mouth, where else was it supposed to go?
That's
and
not
when you
the
hear
point.
this back, you'd be like, oh yeah, I was pretty excited about.
No.
boo-booing the
I'm not.
tack out.
I'm not excited about her swallowing it. I was excited that one, I got to see Abaddon break character, and to me, she's like the Undertaker in the sense of this character.
You really leaned into her shitting out the tack though. You didn't even have
I thought
to say
it was
that.
funny. I thought it was funny.
But you were like, and
because she
like
said
Darby.
it. She was excited about it too, and it was fitting.
Like
and
Darby.
I was calling back the booty hole, so she boo-booed it out. But to see this character talking,
okay, got it. We
I was
we got that
excited.
part. No, you could have left it there, and we could have moved on, and I would have already said my thank yous, and we would have shouted out where they could find us, and we would have been done. Eshaun could have been in the hotel room spending a great night with Katrina, but no, what are we talking about right now? Talking about Abaddon.
We're talking about my TFW moment of the week. That is what we're talking about.
We may have to
Stop
look
talking over
at.
me. Stop talking over me. Eshaun, go ahead.
Maybe
Go ahead.
Eshaun and I do a
No.
2FW moment of the week. Maybe what you do is you do like a Google moment of the week where you like Google a word and then give us the definition.
Oh, I got the lyrics to what's beef too, but we about to end the show here, so
okay.
We
Got
need
it.
to
Eshaun, please take us home. Please take us home.
I actually got a simple one. For me, it was Jay's entrance from Dynamite. I really loved it. I don't know what was different about it. The lights turned off and then the thunder and everything. It seemed a little different this time for me, or maybe it just hit different. I haven't seen her in a while. But I love the entrance. She came out looking like the star that she is. She just oozes so much star power. Man, she's just like the next one up. I can't wait to see her get to that next level.
And there you go. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Shout out to all of you guys that listen to the podcast. Shout out also to our listeners in Australia and Ireland. I looked and saw that we were on the Apple Podcast ranking list for those two countries. So shout out to you guys. Of course, shout out to everybody in the United States, in Canada, and wherever else you may be listening to us. You guys know the deal. Give us a follow at That's F&W on Twitter. You can also find us on YouTube at That's Freakin Wrestling. I think that's everything, right? Anything else you guys want to shout out before we get out of here?
Again, we're going to have 2 consecutive episodes where we do not talk over and lay out.
Oh no! Oh no! No! I said, yeah. Like, is there anybody you want to shout out? Or we're not talking again.
Everybody, may you all have a wonderful week. Love and light to all of y'all. Thank you.
There you go. Eshaun, what you got?
Peace out, guys.
There you go. See you next week.